A beggar lived at a railway station in a city. He survived by begging from the passengers who came and went on the trains. One day, while he was asking for alms, he saw a tall man dressed in a suit. The beggar thought, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me good money." So he went to the tall man and began begging. Seeing the beggar, the tall man said, "You are always asking from others. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am a beggar. I always ask from people. How can I possibly give anything to anyone?" The tall man responded, "If you cannot give anything to anyone, then you have no right to ask either. I'm a businessman and I believe only in give and take. If you have something to give me, only then can I give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar kept thinking about what the man had said. The words of that tall man touched his heart. He wondered, maybe I don't receive much alms because I don't give anything in return, but I am just a beggar. What could I possibly give? How long will I keep asking without giving anything? After thinking for a long time, he decided that from that day onward, whoever gave him alms, he would give them something in return. But a question bothered him. What could a beggar possibly give? 2 days passed and he still had no answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he noticed some flowers blooming on the plants near the platform. He thought, why don't I give flowers in return for alms? He liked this idea and plucked some flowers. Now he went into the train to beg again. Whenever someone gave him alms, he offered them a few flowers in return. People were happy to receive the flowers and kept them with joy. Within a few days, he realized that many more people were now giving him alms. He used to pluck all the flowers near the station every day. As long as he had flowers to give, people gave him plenty of alms. Once the flowers finished, the alms stopped too. This continued daily. One day when he was begging, he saw the same tall man in the train, the man who had inspired him to give flowers. The beggar quickly went to him and said, "Today I have some flowers to give you. If you give me alms, I will give you these flowers in return." The tall man gave him some money and the beggar gave him flowers. The tall man loved the idea and said, "Wonderful. Today you have become a businessman like me." Saying this, the man stepped off the train at his station. But once again, his words touched the beggar's heart. He kept thinking about them and became very happy. His eyes began to shine. He felt he had found the key to success, a key that could change his life. Excited, he jumped off the train and looked up at the sky, shouting loudly, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich." People nearby thought the beggar had gone mad. And from the next day, the beggar disappeared from the station. 6 months later, 2 men dressed in suits were traveling through the same station. They looked at each other, shook hands, and one said, "Do you recognize me?" The other replied, "No, I don't think we've ever met before." The first man smiled and said, "No, think again. This is not our first meeting, this is our 3rd time." The second man looked confused. "I don't remember. When did we meet before?" The first man said with a smile, "We met twice before on this same train. I am the same beggar to whom you taught what I should do in life the first time, and the second time you taught me who I actually am." The second man was surprised and said, "Oh yes, I remember. You were the beggar whom I refused to give alms the first time, and the second time I bought flowers from you. But today you are dressed in a suit. Where are you going? What are you doing these days?" The first man replied, "Yes, I am that same beggar, but today I am a big flower merchant. I am traveling to another city for business." He paused and continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me the natural law that we receive only when we give something. This principle truly works. I understood that deeply, but I always saw myself as just a beggar. I never thought beyond that. When we met the second time, you told me that I had already become a businessman. Then I realized that people were not giving me alms, they were paying for the flowers. People loved the flowers and they were buying them from me because they couldn't get them cheaper anywhere else. In the eyes of the people, I was a small businessman, but in my own eyes, I was still a beggar. After you made me realize the truth, I gathered all the money I earned from giving flowers in trains. I bought more flowers and became a flower seller. People here love flowers, and their love for flowers has made me a successful businessman today."